Hey everybody, going to start some tactics off today. This is tactics video number 6, and I just started doing tactics here, and my rating this morning is 1579.9, so basically 1580. We've got 20 points to go to get to 1600. I'm going to try to do that, and if I can get there within 10 problems, that's fine. If I am at like 1597 after 10 problems, then I might do an extra one or two to make sure. All right, so checking out this problem. We have the king very much out in the middle ranks of the board and exposed to all kinds of attacks. Say g4 here would be, well, g4 would be checkmate, but it looks like the g-pawn is pinned. So we have to look at black's threats as well. So the g-pawn can't move right now. So is there a way to draw the g-pawn or the bishop away from there, or block it or interpose something somehow quickly in a forcing way? I don't see what that would be. Would it be something I could do to maybe play king g1? Just king g1 threatening g4, but then we could have things like d takes c3, just defending that square. So it looks more like this needs to be a forcing move. So I don't see a way to get anything in the way of that diagonal, like pretty much at all. The knight can't get there, the queen can't get there, the bishop can't get there, so there's no way to do anything along that diagonal. King g1 is a possibility, I guess, but I don't see how it's going to help in a forcing way. So we look at something like knight d2, or we could look at something like queen g3, or what? King g1, knight d2, queen g3. Wow. I'm not sure which one of those to either look in depth on. What about knight? So we have to do something forcing because of queen f1 here. So, or king g1 would stop that. Queen g3 doesn't deal with queen f1. Knight d2 deals with queen f1. This is a sticky little problem here. So king g1 and knight d2 are the first two things I want to look in detail at. King g1 threatening g4 checkmate. Would you be able to play d takes c3, defending on g4? So then if I play g4, queen takes pawn, and that threat is nullified, along with severe threats on g2 coming soon, and probably meaning I would have to trade queens. Okay, so I don't think king g1 works just because of d takes c3. How about knight d2? The queen moves. Can the queen move somewhere that would protect g4? Doesn't. Yeah, he could come to e2. So knight d2, queen d2, or e2, and now we're threatening e1. So knight f3 doesn't work because of queen f1. Wow. Knight d2, queen e2. And I'm not sure what white can do after queen e2. Oh, Knight d2, queen e2. How about knight, queen takes f7 check? Queen takes f7 check, and the king can move to one of these three squares. No, he could move here. One of these two squares. And this is tricky, man. If king g5, then knight f3 is check, and likely pretty ugly. If king g4, then we have something like h3. I'm going to assume, and I'm not, it's because I can't see anything else that's more forcing, that knight d2 is the move here. Let's check it out. Knight d2 is a good move, but not the first choice. Bummer. Real bummer, in fact. Because now I don't know what to do. At all. I mean, that was my last resort move. Like, I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do. I don't. Boy, that is a bummer, man. Is there something I can do? I don't see... I really don't see what to do at all here. I really don't. My other option was king g1, but I think it loses to queen e2. Or d takes c3. Either one. Doesn't lose, I guess. Well, let's try king g1 just because I'm out of ideas. Wow, okay, that works. Huh. I'll be darned. So which is better here? Queen takes or king takes? I think queen takes is better because I'm going to go queen takes. Okay, I got it right. Man! I got that one right almost just by default, but I did get it right. It looks like the edge of this might be cut off for you guys, but I don't think that's too important. Over here's where the meat is. So 1583.2. All right, going on to problem 2. That one was a toughie for me anyway. All right. What do we have here? Let's look for unprotected or hanging pieces for black. Okay, immediately I see the b7. The bishop on b7 is subject to a discovery tactic. But e7 is defended by the queen, so it would be a swap. So I see, in other words, what I see is knight e7 check, queen takes. So I lose a knight, and then bishop takes, which would regain the bishop. So I could just basically swap knight for bishop, and then we have just the rook moving out of the way, right? That's what it looks like. So maybe drawing the queen away would be something I'd want to do with maybe knight e4. Knight e4, and queen moves to, say... Boy, there aren't a lot of squares for the queen, are there? Knight e4, queen... Let's just go queen g6, for instance. Knight e4, queen g6. Oh no, queen g6 would lose to a fork, wouldn't it? Well, it looks like knight e4 is going to be the move, though. Knight e4, and the queen is basically trapped. Yeah, the queen's trapped on knight e4. No, ooh, no, f5's open, isn't it? Knight e4, queen f5. But it does subject it to that tactic, right? Except that this diagonal's blocked. So knight e4, queen f5, it's still a fork. Knight e7. Alright, knight e4 is the move. And here we just fork. Right? Right. Okay, so another couple of points. 1585, that was problem 2. Here comes problem 3. All right, on problem 3, I'm looking for hanging pieces or unguarded pieces. Looks like everything's guarded. No heavy attacks on any pieces so that we could double up on any. The knight could come in at c6. The knight can... Not a lot it can do on c6 other than attack the rook and make him move, but I don't know how that's beneficial yet. There's some attack on the king. The queen and king are lined up on the same file. Something like a knight sack on g6 doesn't look like it leads anywhere. Knight g6, simply h takes g6, and there's nowhere, because we would need to attack that square 2 more times because the knight's defending it in order to skewer the king and queen. So that's out. Now the g6 pawn is pinned. So maybe there's a tactic on f5. If we bishop takes f5, e takes f5. Don't see how that helps. Oh, except the rook's undefended. So now the rook on e8 is undefended by any other pieces, so I missed that. That rook's also undefended, so I was lying when I said that there weren't any undefended pieces. Both rooks are undefended. So how about knight c6, which would be undefended, unfortunately. So rook b6 might be possible. Oh, there's a discovery here, too. Man, there's all sorts of good tactics here for white that should lead to something. I just got to find what it is. Knight takes g6, h takes, queen takes rook. Looks pretty likely. Knight takes g6, rook moves. Then we have a discovery. Oh, man, it gets really ugly after that. I think knight g6 is probably the move here. Is there anything better? Is there a better place to make that discovery with the rook? Say... I don't think there is. I'm just going to say knight g6 looks like the move, because that's going to open this line up, where we have the rest of the tactics. Right, good. So here we just win the rook. Cool. What was that, problem 3? Yeah, it was problem 3. Up 2 more points, gaining quickly on 1590. This is the highest rating I've ever had so far, so it's good. Now here's playing black. White is threatening to infiltrate back to e7 and possibly win. I don't know. It doesn't look like it's too crushing right away, but I'm sure that white can cause all kinds of havoc back there, so there's no need to really calculate that too much. What we can do is see if there's some way to deflect the queen so that we could win the a3 bishop, but I don't see it. Bishop f8 doesn't deflect anything, just loses. So maybe that's not possible. Wonder, though, about playing g4 here. Well, no, that would lose to queen takes g4, wouldn't it? Okay, then. How about playing queen f3, or f1, queen f1? Queen f1, king would have to come to g4. And then queen f5 would be checkmate, true? That looks right. That looks right. Oh, no, it wouldn't. King h5. So Can we proceed from there somehow? Oh man, that's so close. There's gotta be something there. Got to be something there. All right. Look at the line again. Queen F1, King G4. Is there anything better than Queen F5, check, King H5, G4? No. G4 doesn't work because of King H4. And King H4. Oof, man. King H4 with the pawn on G4 and the queen here. Boy, I feel like I'm right there. I mean, Queen H7 doesn't work because you can take the G4 pawn. Queen H5 doesn't work because it's unprotected. I just can't calculate it all the way. Darn it. I don't see what's more likely than that, though, here. G4, queen takes G4, so no. Oh, wait, no. Doesn't work. I'm trying to find a mate with the king on H4 and the pawn on G4 and the queen on F5. I'm trying to find a checkmate. Oh, goodness, it's just queen G5, isn't it? Because the king guards G5. All right, that's it. I was right. Just a little trouble visualizing that far. Got it. Okay. I got to get better at that, man. But I got it eventually. So that was what, problem 4? I don't know where I'm at. I may just go until either I miss a problem or two or I get to 1600. 1590, man. That's the highest it's been. Okay, playing white here. Obviously, we've got some exposed king things to deal with. So knight f6, knight takes f6 doesn't help anything, right? Or how about... Ooh, man. Knight f6, knight takes f6, bishop here doesn't work because of that rook. Phooey. Bishop takes knight, rook takes bishop. Knight fork here. That's something. In fact, that'll win the rook. That's got to be it. Bishop takes knight, followed by rook fork. Okay, or knight forking the rook. But now do we take with the rook or the knight? Does it matter? Does it matter? Darn it. I'm going to fail the problem. I'm going to pick the wrong one. Why does it matter? Rook takes d7. Or knight takes d7. I'm going to take with check. I think it matters because of the threats on g2 back here. So I'm going to take with check. Alright, good. Probably problem number 5 that was. And 1590, basically 1592. So 5 problems to go to get to 1600 or whatever. Alright, here we go. Playing white. Almost a mate on h6 here. But the king's too close. We can draw the king back a little bit with g4 check. So I think g4 check. Only move is king h3, followed by rook h6, which is checkmate. I'm not in check. There aren't any interposing tricks here, are there? Actually, it looks like he can interpose the queen at the end there, but I just win the queen for free. So I'm going to go ahead and say that this is the answer. Yeah. All right. 6 down. 1593. 4 problems to go. Okay, so there's some potential back rank things going on here. If I can play bishop b7, which I can, bishop b7, does he have... He's just going to have to get off the diagonal, at which point I play queen e1, bishop takes, rook e1, checkmate. Alright, I credit CT Art 4.0 for this, being able to see this one so fast, because I've done the lessons on annihilating the back rank defenders about 10 times recently. So that's, I think this is right. Good. So here I just win the queen for well, whatever piece he just took. I don't even actually know. Okay, so 3 problems to go, and I'm at 1595. Three problems to go. 1595. Okay, so black is ahead 1 pawn. White is going to promote, or is trying his best to promote. So the threat here, I think, is rook h8. Oh no, because g7's not defended, so no threat of that. Well, no, because I'm pinned. So yeah, the threat here is rook h8. So something like rook takes e5, and then rook h8, and I'm going to lose my rook for the knight, and he is still threatening the queen, so I don't like that. Oh, this is going to be a hairy one. This is going to be hairy. Oh my goodness. My goodness. Yeah, I'm going to need time on this one. If I play rook takes e5, because e5 is hanging, if I play rook takes e5, rook takes e5, bishop takes e5, rook h8, bishop takes g7, rook takes rook, everything's gone except my bishop and his rook. So I lose that exchange. I've got to come out better than that. If I play bishop takes e5, boy, I don't know, man. This gets really ugly really fast. If I play bishop takes e5, and he plays rook h8, bishop e5, rook h8, rook, oh, because it defends. Rook takes h8, pawn, g takes h8 equals queen, bishop takes h8. But my rook was pinned, or my bishop was pinned, so rook takes d5 at the end of all of that. So again, I end up with a bishop for his rook. So again, I'm down. So is there a way to throw in a check or something in there? Goodness, I don't know what it is. I'm telling you, this is going to be a mess, a circus. What if I take g7 straight away? Rook takes g7, rook takes g7, bishop takes... Yeah, see, I can throw in a check here somewhere along the way and win and come out with the exchange. So I mean, the only other thing I can think of is that the correct answer doesn't start with taking the knight. Maybe the correct answer starts with moving the king to b7. Because how does he defend g7 at that point? So if I start with king b7, can he just go rook g5 defending g7. At which point I can play king or rook takes knight. Threatening to remove that defender. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say it's king b7. I hope this is right. It's a good move. Hey, what do you know? At least I had something right. It wasn't terrible. I got an email just now that says somebody posted a comment on my Tactics number 5 video. So I'll check that after this video's over. I'm afraid I'm going to spend some more time on this one. I'm almost up to 5 minutes. Man. What do I do here? Crud. So I think it starts with bishop takes e5. I really do, because that defends these two important squares. King b7 might come into it in a minute, and I'll have to recalculate, but it's just too late in the video. All right, I don't mind failing that one because I don't know what in the world was going on. Rook takes e5, huh? And that's all there is to it, right? I had to have miscalculated back there somewhere, but I'm not surprised because that stuff is just complicated. Okay, and of course that was almost 5 rating points worth. Even though that was a tough problem. That's just, I really think it's just too harsh when you miss a problem here. Okay, so 2 more problems I think, but I'm not going to make it to 1600 unless I get on the ball here. Rook 3 takes d5 is the first thing I think of. Rook takes knight, queen takes queen, rook takes queen, I'm up a knight. Rook takes knight, pawn takes rook, queen takes queen. This looks to be pretty simple. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Alright. Yeah, it was pretty simple. One more problem in my set. I'll probably go ahead and stop since that last one was so long. And just not have gotten to 1600 like I wanted to. But anyway. Rook h2. Does that do anything? Rook g1. No, not so far. What about queen f3? Ooh. Why not queen f3? Queen f3 looks right. Oh, because the queen and rook both defend f2. Queen f3, rook f2. What? You know? Alright, what about just rook takes rook first? Rook takes rook, king takes rook, queen f3. Escape square here. And then what? Yeah, I mean, I see this bishop is hanging, by the way. Maybe that's all there is to it. It's just taking that bishop. He takes my rook. So I need to figure out a way to deal with that first. Like, does rook h2 threaten checkmate so that he has to deal with that and then lose the bishop? Queen h2, and say he deals with the bishop by playing bishop b3 or something. Oh no. He would deal with it by bishop takes e6, wouldn't he? So it's going to have to be even more forcing. Rook takes rook, king takes, queen f3, king d2, and I'm stuck. What about there? Maybe I can... Well, see, I'm down a piece anyway. This needs to be... No, I'm not. Yeah, I am. I'm down a piece. So this needs to be something more than just gaining a piece anyway. Huh. Rook g1 doesn't help anything because of queen takes g1. Rook f2 doesn't help anything because of either rook takes or queen takes. Rook takes rook. King takes e2. This is the same line I've looked at 3 times. What about king g2 there? Then you can interpose the queen. So here's my thought. No, it doesn't work either. Rook takes rook. Bishop takes e6. Oh no, because rook takes rook defends e6, so that's probably it. Bishop takes rook. King takes rook. Queen takes bishop. That's it. Gotta be it. Oh, it's so frustrating. It really is frustrating. Okay, so queen takes bishop will pin whatever. That's got to be it. I failed it. I missed 5 more points lost. Oh, those are so frustrating whenever I find a move that's good and just not good enough. Queen f3. I looked at that, and what was wrong with this? Rook g1. King takes g1. And then queen takes h1 as mate. Oh, so I found a win, but it wasn't good enough. Last problem. Hopefully I can get back up to 1590. That would be very nice. All right, plain black. Don't know off the top of my head here. Don't know yet. Material is even, and white's bishop is undefended. Black's queen and rook are undefended. Queen h2 threatens to win the rook. So how could white stop it? On queen h2, king e2. And that's the end of that threat. Looks like the end of that threat to me. Oh, good grief. Okay, I see the fork. a6. Queen a6 fork. Alright, well, bummer that was such an easy problem. I was looking for something harder. But, bummer it was easy because it did not get me back up to 1590. So I'm going to have to stop at 1588. We'll go look at my graph real quick so I can see the high point. Just a second here. That's my blitz graph. And here's the standard rating graph. And here's where I am. And you can see the top of that graph is 1600, and that's how close I am. So the last few videos have been about here. So we can zoom in on that. And there's my last few videos. I think there were a few that I did off video in that mess, but most of that is on video. My last 3 or 4 tactics videos. So I'm ending at 1580, what did I say, 8? 1588.5 is where we're ending, and I could have looked right here, I guess, huh? 1588.5, yeah, you can see it where it shows right there. Okay, so thanks for watching, guys. I'll do